You will never be the same after hearing this. You can change your past. Yes, you can do it. Neville Goddard has talked about revising the past in one of his lectures, The Pruning Shears of Revision. In his lecture, Neville said that he firmly believes that if we use the pruning shears of revision daily and wisely, then there is no objective beyond our ability to realize. When he made this bold claim, he created a huge impact on the lives of several people. Neville's own wife used this technique. While she was playing tennis, she broke her ankle, so both of them revised the incident, and her ankle healed so fast. People have revised their breakup where their specific person told them that they don't want to see them. But after revision, their specific person became so sweet, and everything changed quickly. Some people did it to manifest their jobs and whatnot. You can find ample success stories or evidence where people got what they wanted by applying the knowledge. It truly works. But when people hear about this technique, they think it is some extraordinary technique, some magic potion that is powerful. There is no doubt that revision is powerful. But I have a very strong perspective on revision, and I will make you aware that you are using this technique every day. You will be shocked by it. But you are performing this technique every day. Now, whether you are using it to your advantage or not, that's a different story. But first, let's understand what revision is. In simple language, revision is a technique in which you can change those events that did not happen as per your wish. Suppose you went on a first date today and you accidentally dropped the glass of water on the floor. And then afterwards, while using the ketchup bottle, you accidentally dropped it on your dress. After all of this, you started feeling underconfident as another person noticed it. And you started feeling low. Now, when you came back home, you were like, why did it happen? As now you are thinking that these things made a bad impression on the first date. You start thinking that they will think that you are dumb, and they will lose interest in you. Now, in such scenarios, you can revise the events of the day by imagining the events in a way that would make you feel great. You can revise the date where the glass didn't fall on the floor or the ketchup didn't ruin your dress. But some people find it difficult to do so I tell them to give a different meaning to those situations. Like, when the glass dropped on the floor, you didn't feel like you had committed a huge mistake. You remained confident, made a joke out of it, and said, I think the floor was thirsty and wanted a few drops of water. Now this made your date laugh, and they thought you were humorous. Now, when the ketchup scene happened, you could be like, now the dress also wanted to taste that ketchup, or look, I created a new design. I am such a pro at designing stuff. Now this too might make the other person laugh and think that you are different than others. Instead of going into an underconfident state, you made fun of the situation, your mood didn't change, and you remained confident. This made them like you more, as you have a different energy. I gave you one scenario. Maybe you have a different approach to those particular events. It varies from person to person. But the point I am trying to make is that you have to imagine your day happening the way you would wish it had gone. Because, after all, countless events happen during the day. You draw conclusions in your mind by telling yourself different stories. You create these conclusions, they are in your control, and these conclusions form assumptions. You have to change these conclusions to your liking, which you can do by revising the day by imagining it the way you want it to happen. Now, this is not limited to only revising your day-to-day events. You can also try it on past events, the wounds of your life, the strong memories that had a great emotional impact on you. Something that happened in the past that broke you. Maybe someone made fun of you, maybe you were bullied, maybe you made some mistake, and you feel guilty. All these events created a story in your mind that is running on autopilot and manifesting in your reality. You are living in the stories of the past and creating them in the future. Someone broke your heart and said bad things to you. After that event, it left an impression on you because you created a story that says that you are not good enough, that you are unattractive, and that no one will like you. These were the statements that created some more assumptions in your head about yourself. You started persisting in them, and it became your reality. Now you can revise it by simply relaxing your body and creating a new story. Tell yourself a new story. Even in childhood, the people around you told you a story about how it is not easy to earn money, that you come from a middle-class family, and that you cannot have this or that thing because it is too expensive. You can also revise these stories, as they are also manifesting in your reality. When you revise it, it changes your physical reality too. Dwelling on past irritations or hurts perpetuates them and creates a vicious circle that serves to confirm these negative emotions. The cycle can be broken by starting now to revise anything that you no longer wish to sustain in your world. So, if you are bothered by anything in your past, just revise it. Imagine it over and over in your imagination until this imagined state becomes your reality. Do you remember that I told you that you were using revision every day? Well, this is how you are doing it. Suppose you called your friend and he didn't respond. You waited for a few hours and they didn't call you back. In your bed during the night you were like, they have changed and I am not that important or whatnot. Now, when you did this, you gave that situation a new meaning, a new story. They didn't tell you that you were not important. They didn't change. It was just that they didn't respond to your call. But you changed that story to say that you are not important. You revised the day, you did a revision, and you changed a scenario. You could have thought that they were busy somewhere, they were sleeping, or they were in a low mood and didn't want to talk to anyone, but you took it on yourself. Are you guilty of doing such things too? Everyone has done this in the past. But if you know Neville Goddard's teaching, then you have to change this habit. Now, I also told you that I have a strong perspective on it. Now hear me out clearly. Do you perform imaginal acts to manifest your specific person? Do you affirm? You do them, right? When you do them, you are revising the past story. You are performing these imaginary acts to revise your past story with a specific person. Revision is not some unique technique you use every day. You have been doing it since the time you started to understand the law. In revision, you imagine something. In imagination, there is no past and there is no future. Everything exists right now. Your past stories are also not the past. They are your present story, as there is no space or time in your imagination. Your imaginal acts are also not your future stories. They are your present stories. So always remember that there is no past or future. There is only a present moment, and in that present moment, you have those stories. Are you getting what I am saying? If you are, then you understand that you are always using this powerful revision technique. It is just an imaginary act called by a different name. It is just to make you understand that your past is not the past, but that it is becoming a present fact. It is all about the stories you tell yourself. So, what stories are you telling yourself right now? Are you conscious of them? At the start of the video, I told you that maybe you are using this technique to your advantage. It can also be that you are not using it properly as well. I am saying this because throughout your day, many events happen. You experience them in your life and separate them by categorizing them as either negative or positive. You are categorizing them because of a story that you are telling inside of you. What is this story? Is it beneficial to you? If it is, then you are using this technique to your advantage. If it isn't, then you are using it poorly. By revising the past, you rid yourself of any effect it may have on your future. Revision is truly the key, which can be used to unlock the doors that have kept you trapped in a particular state. We have all experienced some traumatic events in our past that changed us drastically. Some rose from those events, while others fell deep into the hole. They are falling down every day by revisiting those events. By revisiting, they are making their assumptions stronger and stronger. They are losing their light. The light that was shining within them and made them different is lost somewhere because they chose the story of their downfall. They are clothed in this story. They think from this story and feel themselves as victims. You don't have to accept this story as true. You should never accept anything as true or final unless it conforms to the ideal you desire to embody within your world. Perform your imaginal acts and start viewing the reality you want to experience as true in the present moment. Don't seek it outside of you, but experience it within you. You may get your results tomorrow. They may come the day after. They may come in a week, but I assure you they will come. Now, if you are someone who sees numbers such as 111, 1111, 222, or signs, then I have made a video for you that will tell you what it means and why you see it. You can find it by clicking on the first video that appears at the end of the screen.